I, Engineer Eric Ogola, MP Kisumu Central, right now in my hotel in Addis Ababa, and Baba has already taken a technical lead. With that lead, Baba is already fronted to be the next AU chairman. And with this, do you know that Baba is going to earn a salary of $186 million? And this $106 million is not just going to come on a face value, but there are tasks that Baba will be required to perform with his reformism and well-refined technical agenda. As per the technical committee he did form to facilitate these particular measures. Let's start with the economic front and industrialization reform. First of all, if you look, all minerals from Congo, South Africa, Zimbabwe, oil from Kenya and Turkana, oil in South Sudan, fluorspar in Kerio Valley, diatomite from Kariandusi near Gilgil will have to be signed off by Baba before they are exported to other foreign countries, because we are being manipulated by these foreign countries. But since Baba is going to resume office and making sure that we get value for money of our resources, that's a major task Baba is going to play in the economic front. The second issue is about all minerals from Congo, like cobalt, diamond from Namibia, gold from Zimbabwe and South Africa, will have to be signed off by Baba, because Baba purely understands the economic dynamic and also the value for money of all our resources. Secondly, tomatoes and onions from Cameroon and Uganda to Taipei in Taiwan will be sent off by Baba Raila Odinga on a pro rata basis that is commensurate with the chipsets that we'll be receiving from Taipei in Taiwan. Because after value addition of this particular agricultural products, it will be commensurate with the GPUs and the chipsets that will be produced from Taipei in Taiwan. And we have to get the value for money of our own agricultural produce. You guys, Baba is going to overwork. Baba is going to be overwhelmed, and Baba is going to overwork for the nations of Africa. Another issue, Baba is going to increase the African kundes and mesfla that will be exported to America. Africa being agriculturally active, we have to add value for our mesfla and kundes from Bungoma and Kakamega that will be exported to America. We have to get value for money. And if there is any other way we can do this, we'll also add tariffs on these particular products. Say hallelujah to Baba, comrades. Another issue on the same industrialization and economic front, the Hass avocado from Mlima ya Munyoro, and also Omena from Kisumu will be meeting, and the omena and the avocado will be meeting and processed through industrialization or processing value addition before being exported to China. Because the Chinese have this tendency of getting raw products which has not passed through added value addition. And with that, we normally get very minimal profit or basically minimal profit from this product. So with this, we are going to add value we are going to add value on these products before we export them to China. Omena from Kisumu will be meeting harsh avocado from Lima, processed, then exported to China. All Kenyans will be benefiting from this. Then another issue, comrades. Comrades. Comrades, Baba will establish a revenue collection in both the outer space and the airspace to make sure that we are going to collect revenue from both outer space and airspace on both aircrafts and spacecrafts that will be maneuvering in our airspace. Because for a long time, global bodies and other countries have been using our airspace and outer space without paying us. There has been a lot of space debris in our outer space. They have utilized our airspace and they have never paid any revenue for this. Now Baba is going to ensure that there's going to be an external revenue collection system to collect this revenue, and this revenue is going to benefit all the people of Africa. Say hi to Baba. Hello. Yeah. Another issue. Baba is going to establish a nuclear power station that is going to serve all the people of Africa. There is going to be sustainable green energy for economic development, both socio-economic development and industrialization, to make sure that Africa is fully industrialized, comparable to other industrialized countries like the Asian tigers. Say hello. Another issue. Baba is going to Baba is going to cut the communication cost by deploying satellites in both the low Earth orbit and the geostationary orbit. That will be ensuring there will be sustainable and cost-effective communication. And the tariffs that will be exposed by these communication companies will be lower as compared to what we are paying currently. Because since there is going to be advancement in that satellite communication system, through Baba, as an engineer who understands what is taking place in our universe, we are going to have a cost cutting, and also the telecommunication system, and also the cost that we are going to the cost that is going to be imposed in this particular telecommunication system is going to be lower than expected. So again, Baba, as an engineer, is going to establish a microchip fabrication company to make sure that we are going to produce advanced chipsets using extra high violent fabrication models like the 3-node fabrication system, that Africa at this particular age will be able to be self-reliant. We are going to produce the chipsets that can be used by our electronic companies. By this, Africa is going to be purely advanced in technology, and we are no longer going to rely on other countries like China. Africa is ripe enough to produce its own technologies, and I think there are enough researchers in Africa to achieve this, because we are going to receive advanced fabrication machines, and we can also as well reverse engineer these chipset fabrication machines to make sure that Africa is once again rising and the glory of Africa is achieved. These are the policies that the technical committee that was established by none other than Engineer Raila Odinga is going to achieve in the economic and the industrialization front. Let's go to the security sector. because security is a very strategic and very very important for Africa. Because for so long, Africa have been misused by other countries like the global powers. Like also we can talk about the global powers, the global powers who fought during the Cold War to impart their fear of influence. Africa is rising. Africa is going to rise under Raila Odinga. And these are the things we are going to achieve in the security front. Africa is going to develop hypersonic missiles flying at a rate of Mach 30. Do you know what Mach 30 is? It's 30 times the speed of sound. Hypersonic missiles which are going to fly or going to be projected at a speed which is 30 times the speed of sound. And also ICBM for our air defense system. That is intercontinental ballistic missiles for the defense of our airspace against adversaries and our enemies. And that is another great agenda Raila Amolo Odinga stands for. Another thing on the security sector, the development and commissioning of the nuclear power system that is going to provide sustainable and climate resilient green energy for the industrialization and socio-economic development of Africa. This nuclear power system is going to be integrated to make sure that the entire Africa have green energy, which is climate resilient, and every individual in Africa is in a position to access energy without relying on other foreign bodies or foreign companies that have been trying to manipulate and misuse African resources. But in the real sense, we have not been benefiting from these particular projects. That's another issue Raila Amolo Odinga is going to achieve. Another thing Raila Amolo Odinga is going to achieve is the quantum cybersecurity system working in tandem with artificial intelligence and machine learning to defend Africa's banking system and our assets, whether in the outer space, airspace, territorial, from cyber criminals. Because for so long we have had many issues concerning cybersecurity issues in Africa, but it is incumbent upon Africans to make sure that we have both defensive and offensive cybersecurity capabilities to defend and also to protect ourselves in Africa. That's a major issue Raila Amolo Odinga is going to work on. And we purely believe on the visionary and pragmatic as well as progressive nature of Raila Amolo Odinga. Let's take a look something again Raila Amolo Odinga is going to achieve in the security front for Africa. We have had a lot of conflicts in Africa, most of from M22. Raila Amolo Odinga is going to disarm and immobilize M22, RSF, that is rapid reaction forces from South Sudan, Pokot and Marakwet, support land defense forces, the Todonyang defense forces, the Boko Haram in Nigeria, the Federation for Defense of Liberation of Rwanda, that is FDRL, also the Al-Shabaab from Somalia, to make sure that there is sustainable peace for economic growth and sustainability in Africa. Because a continent can only grow when there is sustainable peace. That is when we can fully exploit our resources that are available in Africa. For that, Raila is going to dismantle, is going to ensure that all African countries mobilize forces using technological advancement to defeat this particular rebel group. Again, Raila Amolo Odinga is going to make sure that there is democratic ideals that have to be promoted, because there are the juntas in some parts of Africa that have taken power at gunpoint. But we are going to work on modalities to make sure that the people's interests are met, whether the juntas are taking power, and also going to work on modalities and see where there's a problem and make sure that there is pure democratic ideals and the people's interests are met without jeopardizing our security and strategic position in geopolitics in Africa. Again, what Raila is going to achieve? Raila Amolo Odinga is going to develop advanced air defense system with a cutting edge technology like the quantum radar, and also electronically scanned array radar system, as opposed to just aperture radars. With this kind of technology, we are going to be in a position to defend both our airspace and the outer space. Africa, again, we are going to develop our own Iron Dome technology. Iron Dome technology to protect our countries from adversaries that might purport to invade Africa. And with that, we will be positioned to achieve and effect sustainable economic development. We are also in a position to achieve climate resilient industrialization, because that is what Raila Amolo Odinga stands for. Again, let's just look something about health, because health, since Donald Trump suspended USAID, because most African countries have been left in limbo. Most African countries have been disillusioned, have been disgruntled, have been in disarray, have been disillusioned. So with this, Raila Amolo Odinga has a comprehensive and holistic plan on how to achieve key measures in the health sector. The first thing, Raila Amolo Odinga is going to replace USAID with AU-aid. That's the African Union aid. African Union aid is going to fight the Ebola. Ebola will be a story of the past. Smallpox will be a story of the past. Chickenpox will be in history. Chinapox will be liquidated. Monkeypox will be sublimated. With that, Raila Amolo Odinga as a team of technical experts to achieve these policies that is trying to impart. The issue of HIV and AIDS, Raila Amolo Odinga is going to establish a research institute cooperating with both regional and global bodies, a body of the willing partners, to make sure that we do an impactful research on HIV and AIDS, while also mobilizing resources to make sure that those who are suffering from HIV and AIDS get ARVs, condoms for sustainable management of this particular dragon called HIV and AIDS. Again, Raila Amolo Odinga is the future of Africa, because he's an awesome and innate representation of Pan-Africanists who existed before most African countries got independence. The likes of Mandela, the likes of Kwame Nkrumah, the likes of Kamusi Banda, the likes of Julius Kabarage Nyerere, the likes of Obote. That is why we, as the people of Africa, truly trust truly trust Raila Amolo Odinga. But I want to tell the cynics, those who are cynical of our great agenda, those who have been perpetuating and insinuating that our key interest is the interest of egos and domain of peculiar interest, that we, the people of Africa, and those who have been attacking Raila Amolo Odinga, you have become the peddlers of hominem, and you have provided fodder for our cynics, those who have not believed in the true measures that Raila Amolo Odinga can achieve for this country. So, please, as you are supporting the candidate from Djibouti, an individual who has never achieved anything for his country, an individual who has only served for almost 25 years as a foreign minister. Raila Amolo Odinga has fought for secondary liberation for this country. Raila Amolo Odinga has contributed towards infrastructural development for this country. Raila Amolo Odinga has served as an infrastructural envoy for AU. But you are trying to deflect our key agenda to represent Raila Amolo Odinga as a reformist, as opposed to mediocrity that has been perpetuated and lackluster leadership that has been perpetuated by Djibouti candidate. Raila Amolo Odinga is a reformist and a visionary individual who can impact our continent. Raila Amolo Odinga is pragmatic and also futuristic individual that can transform the continent of Africa, as opposed to petty and pedestrian reasoning that can easily be debunked by a liberal-minded person. So with this, let us support Raila Amolo Odinga for the AU chairmanship, because Raila Amolo Odinga has already taken an early lead. I pray for you, Baba. I pray for Baba Raila Amolo Odinga.